The Trump administration is calling cryptocurrency a national security risk. Why are they doing that? Well, first of all, it may be because this whole business of cryptocurrency is generational. People of Donald Trump's and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin's generation have made their fortune in U.S. dollars, and they don't really want to hear about anything else. Let's just leave things as they are, right? Can you blame them? So let me do this. For the millions of people out there who still kind of don't get the whole cryptocurrency thing, let me define it for you. All it really is a record-keeping system that is decentralized with many computers working on a shared ledger through algorithms, right? So it doesn't rely on one entity the way we're used to. It decentralizes it and gets rid of the fallibility of human beings, of corruption, of potential breakdowns, and of potential hacks as well. So what's really going on with the U.S. government's attack on cryptocurrency? Well, we sought the help of some experts today. We needed it, trust me. Earlier, I spoke with Arifa Khan. She's the founder and the CEO of Himalaya Capital Exchange. She had this to say.
You know, Bitcoin is something that is also an economic hedge. It's a protection against terrorist superpowers. I'm sorry to use such a harsh word, but against superpowers ostracizing smaller economies and exerting their economic powers unduly. So not only can one mine Bitcoin as a form of creating wealth, but cryptocurrency, if it penetrates the financial system, if it penetrates the stock markets, capital markets, if it penetrates the payment currency, such as what we're going to talk about in a little while, then we are not absolutely dependent on the dollar to a particular currency's exchange rate.
So that's interesting when you think about it, because think of it this way. While large governments like ours fear cryptocurrency, smaller nations see it as a way of leveling the playing field. But what about Facebook? Social media giant for which many criticize now for tracking their users' every move. They recently announced that they're dipping their toes into this cryptocurrency business. This is what spurred Mnuchin to call cryptocurrencies a security risk. And here, by the way, he may actually have a point.
Absolutely. I would agree with your concerns that Facebook, given its monopoly almost with 2.4 billion users, could use it nefariously, because already Facebook doesn't have the greatest reputation as far as the privacy concerns and surveillance and centralization is concerned. So that is absolutely one threat.
And joining us now to talk more about cryptocurrencies, Facebook's Libra, and the national security threat is Bartlett Naylor. He is a financial policy advocate for Public Citizens Congress Watch. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let me start with this. This is Mnuchin saying that cryptocurrency in general is a national security to the United States of America. Let's hear him out.
Cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin have been exploited to support billions of dollars of illicit activity like cybercrime, tax evasion, extortion, ransomware, illicit drugs, human trafficking.
You know what's interesting? We can make the point that the United States, in places like Venezuela and Iran, has been able to deflate their currency. If the cryptocurrency were used as the standard, we, nor any other large country, would be able to do that. Am I right?
That's right. That's right. Currency is one of the tools that you can use to strangle a country, because if they are unable to access dollars or a major currency, then they're unable to really transact business and be the lifeblood of their income.
So when we hear the comments from Mnuchin saying that it's dangerous, that it's used by nefarious people, by drug dealers, etc., when I heard him say that, I thought to myself, he must never have watched The Sopranos or The Godfather, because the very same thing can be done with dollars. Some would say even more so.
Oh, sure. HSBC is one of the big cases of money laundering. They actually changed the size of their tellers in their Mexican affiliates to fix the boxes of cash that the Sinaloa cartel was moving through. They laundered something like $800 billion, for drug lords and other traffickers, and they were using dollars because in the end, you can't, the drug lord himself wants to buy swimming pools and other things, and they need dollars for that.
So in the end, would you argue, could you make the cogent argument to our viewers that cryptocurrency would actually be more secure and possibly even a global stabilizing force?
Ooh, I would not argue it. I would say that currency, coins, is a sovereign right. In other words, it's important for the United States or European countries to have the ability to coin a currency and to have it backed by the full faith and credit of those governments. And so that, to the extent that one is worried about inflation and you buy gold and other commodities for that, I got that if you're concerned about inflation of your own currency, then you would be attracted to that. But if you're concerned about almost anything else, then I think you have to cede to the right to the nations to have a currency.
I worry about Libra. I worry about anything involving Facebook, not because I have anything particularly against Facebook or any other social media entity, but simply because I think they're so already involved in our lives that handing this over to them just seems to me somewhat frightening. Am I wrong?
Indeed. The repercussions of Libra are many. They're endless, really. Facebook with some 2 billion subscribers, if only 10% take up Libra of their users, that's 200 million. That means that would be 5 times the size of all of the customers using online banking of J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and Citigroup. 5 times.
And they have 28 partners who they're going to go into, including all the big credit card companies.
That's right. So they really threaten to become the world currency should there even be a small percentage that take up Libra.
Not a good idea. Bartlett Naylor, great guest. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Stay in shape.
Thank you.
So you haven't heard that we're the ones covering the stories that you won't see covered anywhere else? In Venezuela, Kazakhstan, let's go to Hong Kong. And the media reaction to that has been crickets. How about the way we cover those stories? What the hell does that mean? Wale. That's the key word in this case, uprising. Keep? Can you believe that? Watching. This is the right thing for members of the media to do, to actually pick sides. Look, if you like what you see, subscribe.